This is the Logitech Pop Keyboard and Mouse. It's a wireless mechanical keyboard and mouse combo. It looks great, it has emojis, like lots and lots of emojis, but is it actually any good? Well, you'll just have to watch the rest of the video to find out. Do you ever feel like you need more pop in your life? I sure do. I could sure go for a soda pop. Oh yeah, root beer, my favorite pop. Oh, you know what goes nice with some soda pop? Popcorn and a lollipop. Oh man, I wish I had some pop rocks to go with this. Those things are awesome. Alright, I'm all set. I have my favorite pops. But, I feel empty. There's something missing. Ah! Oh my god, where the hell did that come from? It's a keyboard and a mouse. And what's this? It's a pop keyboard and mouse. Wow, what a coincidence. That I was just talking about all this pop stuff and then I have a pop keyboard and mouse to check out. It's almost like this whole video intro is entirely planned and produced for your entertainment. Almost. Okay, let's check this thing out. Now, those who know me well know that I love orange things. Orange is kind of my brand color, you know? Now, this isn't orange, but I wouldn't call it yellow either. It's sort of an orangey yellow. So I'm just gonna call it orange. And if you have a problem with that, then you can let me know in the comments so I can ban you. I've had my eye on this thing for a while, actually, ever since I first saw it like a year ago. I thought it looked amazing. I love the retro vibe, I love the round keys, I love the orange, but I didn't actually think I'd ever get one because I just kind of assumed it was a membrane keyboard for whatever reason, and I never thought to check out if it was mechanical, and then it kind of fell off my radar. So I needed a Bluetooth keyboard. I was waiting for some Black Friday deals, and then when I searched for a mechanical Bluetooth keyboard, I was like, oh, it's that orange one. Is that mechanical? And sure enough, yeah, it was. And they were selling it at a huge discount with the mouse bundled in. The bundle, these together, was $100. So I figured I'd give it a shot. Now, I don't know if I'm gonna keep it, to be honest. It was a lot more expensive than I was thinking I'd spend, and it's gonna have to impress me if I'm gonna keep it. So in this review, I'm gonna do an unboxing, give you my first impressions, and then I'm gonna live with it for a few days, and I'll give you my extended review, and let you know if I'm actually gonna keep it, or if I'm gonna return it. So the box itself is really nice, and as you can see, they both match. Pop keys and pop mouse together as a set. One thing they are really proud of here is these emoji buttons. Yeah, if you didn't have enough ways to type emojis, you could put different emoji buttons on. So if you don't have enough emojis in your life, then I guess this is a feature you'll appreciate. Oh my god, read this. True feelings. Unleash your online personality with 8 customizable emoji keys via the Logitech software. Oh wow, thanks Logitech. You mean we can install your software and do emojis with it? What an incredible innovation. I'm kidding. Well, I'm only sort of kidding. Okay, let's get into this. Should we do the mouse or the keyboard first? Let's do the mouse, I guess. So, there's the pop mouse right there, and some emojis on the side. And I guess that button in the middle is an emoji button. And then there's all about emojis on the back. Man, they're so proud of this emoji stuff, huh? Okay, how does this work? Oh, cool. Oh, look at that. Oh, they got some great design in this packaging. I really love the design of this stuff. I love when companies take the extra care to do a cool, unique package for their product. It makes opening the box and taking your new thing out, it's so fun. And we got some instructions printed on the inside of the box. Shows you how to switch the Bluetooth devices by holding the button on the bottom. Alright. Sort of useful, I guess. Okay, first impressions of the Logi Pop mouse. It looks great. It really is very nice. There's our little button for switching the Bluetooth profiles and the power switch on the bottom. It's just a nice small mouse. And there's really no click at all here. Like none. It's totally silent. Huh. I can't tell if that feels unique or just cheap. I don't really know how I feel about that. I'll have to live with it for a bit. I'm pretty sure that this top is supposed to, yeah, that comes right off. It's just held on there with a magnet, and you can see the switches underneath, and a single AA battery. Okay, that's that. We'll try it out in a bit. Okay, on to the main event. I've been very excited to get my hands on this keyboard. Oh wow, get expressive, hashtag personality that pops. Thanks Logitech for getting me all psyched up to use some emojis. Oh, what cool packaging. It feels like a present. I know it doesn't really matter, but I gotta say the whole experience of opening this thing is very amusing to me. There's our other emoji buttons right there. All right. And more quick start instructions printed on the inside of the box. Alright, let's get into this thing here. I really don't want to destroy any of this packaging in case I decide to return it. Ah, there it is. Oh, what a beautiful object. I love these gray and black and orange colors together. Yeah, that's delightful. It's heavy. It's not a super light keyboard. It's a little bit chonky with that big solid booty around back. No adjustable feet or anything, so there's no way to angle the surface of the keyboard. I'm sure it'll be fine, as long as the default angle is good. In the door around back, we have our AA batteries and a place to put our dongle. Logitech claims that you can get 3 years of battery life out of a single AA battery. If I'm still alive then maybe I'll do a follow-up video or something. He'll let you know how long the included AA battery lasted. I'm probably not gonna die, by the way. I hope not. That would make my mom really sad. I'm not sick or anything, other than my allergies and my velopharyngeal insufficiency. But that hasn't killed me yet, so I think I'm probably good. This keyboard review turned dark pretty quick. If only I had an emoji to express how I'm feeling right now. Maybe this one right here. Crying face. Now, I don't know, I haven't checked out the software yet, but it would be nice if we could bind these to be like function keys or macros or something. Hopefully we can do that sort of thing in the software. I'll test that in a bit. Okay, that's freaking awesome. Look at that escape key. It's like the keyboard has jewelry on. Or like a gold tooth. This keyboard has a gold tooth because it's a fancy boy. I actually love that. As for the functions, the F1, F2, and F3 keys are for switching your Bluetooth device profiles. So if you have multiple devices that you use this with, you can switch between them easily. And then, what are these? There's like a show desktop button, a camera button, mute, microphone, your media keys, volume keys, standard stuff I guess. Okay, and now, the moment of truth. I've been waiting for this for a while. What does it feel like to type? Let's try it. Okay, that's actually very, very pleasant. The round keys are going to take some getting used to, but I love the sound. And I love the feel. Oh, I don't know if you could tell in the video, but the actual keys are concave, but the function keys are convex. They kind of have a bump on them. Interesting. There's a definite tactile feel to the keys. There's a bit of a bump at the start, and then some linear travel after that. They're brown switches, I think. They feel great. I really like them. I'm not a keyboard snob. I like all sorts of mechanical keyboards, but I know what I don't like, and I don't dislike this. It feels really nice to me. Even the emoji keys are mechanical. Oh, that's really, really premium feel to everything here. Okay, well, it's very striking. I love the look of it. It tickles my sensibilities. I'm a sucker for this retro vibe. I love this gray and black aesthetic with just a hint of orange. I have tons of keyboards like that. And as for the mouse, well, it's alright, I guess. There's little to no click. It's very mushy. I can't tell if I hate it or not. I'm sure it's intentional. It's just a little confusing they would go for such a membrane feel, like an extra membrane-y feel on the mouse, especially since it's not a cheap mouse. This is a $50 mouse at full price. So why would they go with a membrane feel on this and then pair it with such a mechanical feel on the keyboard? I mean, I haven't lived with it for a while, so I can't say one way or the other. This is just first impressions, and I can say that I didn't fall instantly in love with it, but we'll wait and see how I feel in a few days after I put it through its paces. The keyboard I definitely like though. This is definitely love at first sight. I don't know. They're a nice set. I have high hopes. I really, really hope I love them. I just need some time. I need to know that the keys aren't gonna piss me off because they're round. I need to know that the software isn't annoying. I need to know that the mouse click isn't gonna drive me crazy. So I'm gonna test them out for a couple days, and then when I've had a chance to really test them for a while, I'll come back to you with my thoughts and the answer to the million-dollar question of whether or not I'll be keeping these things. So yeah, let's do that now. Alrighty, it's a few days later. My, how the world has changed. Remember back in the before times when I had only just unboxed this thing? It feels like a lifetime ago. So let's go over what I've learned and what it's like to use this stuff. In terms of connection, we have two types of connection possible. You can either use the Bluetooth or you can use the 2.4 GHz wireless Logi Bolt USB receiver. We have 3 Bluetooth profiles on each device, and you can switch between them on the keyboard using the F1 to F3 keys, and there's a little button on the bottom of the mouse. If you use Bluetooth, you'll experience a tiny little bit of input lag, not noticeable in regular use, but if you're gaming, you might notice it. The 2.4 GHz dongle doesn't have any input lag. It's very fast and responsive, but you'll need to install Logitech's custom software, Logi Options Plus. It's good software though. It's lightweight, the front end is pretty simple, and the back-end driver runs in the background and doesn't eat up your computer's resources like lots of the proprietary software we get with peripherals. You can configure the mouse and keyboard separately. On the mouse, you can change the function of the EMOJIS button and change the mouse sensitivity, and well, that's pretty much it. For the keyboard, the only thing you can really do is change the function of most of the F keys and the emoji keys. But that's awesome. I love that we can customize these. You can choose between a huge list of functions, or define your own with keystrokes or hotkeys. No macros though. Same thing for the emojis buttons. You can change which emoji they actually do, or you can set keyboard shortcuts or functions for those instead of using them as emojis, and you can set application-specific functions for any of this stuff. So if you want to bind those to some tools in Photoshop, or to open your inventory in games or whatever you want to do, that's a really nice feature to have. If you're willing to give up the emojis, that is. I guess we need to talk about the emojis, huh? This thing is made for emojis for some reason. And I don't know, man. I mean, I don't use a ton of emojis. And you can always access an emojis menu on Windows by pressing the Windows and period button on the keyboard. Any keyboard can do this. And you know what? As much as I think it's kind of useless and dumb, I actually did use them a few times over the past few days. Whenever I needed to put an emoji somewhere for whatever reason, it was a bit of a novelty to look down at the keyboard and see that thumbs up button and then click it to plop in a thumbs up emoji. It's dumb, but it was actually kind of fun. I'm definitely going to rebind those to some other functions though. Maybe some Windows function like putting my computer to sleep or showing my desktop or something. Oh, speaking of which, there are functions along the top of the keyboard, as you can see there. Show desktop, photos, mute microphone, media buttons, yeah, all that stuff. So you can use those just by pressing them, but I prefer to lock them as the actual function keys. You know, like F1, F2, F3. Luckily, on this keyboard, you can lock the function keys by pressing function and escape. And that's a hardware lock. So you can also use it that way when you have it connected to an Android phone or whatever device, even if you don't have the Logi Options software installed, which is a very nice feature. I turned down other Bluetooth keyboards specifically because they didn't let you do that. As for the feel of the keyboard, well, it's really, really great. I liked it at first, but I like it even more after living with it for a while. I've come to love the feel of the button presses and the sound they make when I'm flying through typing stuff. It's very satisfying to type on, once you get used to it. And it does take some getting used to. Coming from a keyboard with boring square buttons, these round buttons have grown on me, but it was a little bit of a learning curve. And every now and then, my finger hits the edge of one of these round buttons in a weird way and it feels strange, but I'm pretty sure that'll cease to be noticeable over time. I have lots of mechanical keyboards. I usually go for cheap keyboards because I find expensive keyboards are kind of a waste of money, and that they feel and perform pretty much the same as lots of the cheaper ones, as long as they have good switches. The main reason to get an expensive keyboard is the way it looks, and the extra features. I switched to this Logi Pop keyboard from a compact 60% mechanical keyboard that I loved, but I always felt constrained in what I could do on that. How I'm always reaching for the function key so that I could just press F1 or mute the volume or whatever. This Logi Pop keyboard is like a compact keyboard but with a few extra buttons. It has the arrow keys and a function row at the top, and I found that those few extra buttons that this has were enough to make me not miss having a full-size keyboard. It's sort of all the convenience of a 10 keyless keyboard but with a 60% keyboard footprint. One thing I'll mention real quick is that the yellow base plate of the keyboard is slightly convex around the edges, which makes it easy to build up debris like crumbs or eyelashes or boogers when you're picking your nose and typing at the same time. Of course, I would never do that. As for the mouse, well, there's a few things to talk about. I'll start with the click. There is no actual click. It's a very shallow, bushy button press. And I must admit, after living with it for a day, I hated it. But I got used to it after that first day, and now I don't mind it at all. I like the mouse wheel, it scrolls nice, and it feels good. It's a smaller mouse, smaller than my gaming mouse, but I got used to it really quickly too, and now it feels just fine. One thing you'll definitely want to do, well, probably, I needed to do this at least, is lower the sensitivity. I find, especially on lower quality mouses, I'll go with mouses. On lower quality mouses with a lower sensitivity, they feel better, and I notice the lower polling rate less. Speaking of the polling rate, it's not great. It maxes out at 140 Hz. Compared to my Corsair wireless gaming mouse, which also uses a 2.4 GHz wireless dongle, that can achieve 1000 Hz. So the Logi Pop mouse is pretty low, but if you're not using this for high refresh rate gaming, then you'll never notice that. You can also change the function of the emoji button. I'm very happy that they gave you the option to switch this to a key press or a shortcut or whatever you want to use it for. I don't use the extra buttons on my mouse except in rare circumstances when I'm gaming, so at least you get one rebindable button on the mouse. I keep saying gaming as if this is a gaming mouse. It's not a gaming mouse. You can use it for gaming, it works okay, but it's not going to blow you away. It's like a good quality wireless office mouse that has a cool look to it. It looks like it matches the keyboard. Speaking of looks, this is the main reason I bought this combo. It's so pleasing to me. As you already know, I have a soft spot for orange things, or yellow, whatever. And this keyboard is super unique looking, with the yellow backplate and the retro feeling round black and gray typewriter keys with the yellow printing, the matching mouse, again, yellow and black and gray, and the keyboard has a gold tooth. I felt like that was kind of stupid at first, but now I freaking love it. So, for the $1 million question, am I going to keep it? Well, yes I am, actually. I really like it as a combo. The mouse is kind of meh, but I needed a Bluetooth keyboard anyways, and I really like the keyboard in general. This will work perfectly for my needs, and whatever. I'll just keep the mouse too because they go together so nicely. Also, I just got a new toy in the mail. This is the Retroid Pocket 3 Plus, right here. I'll be making a video on this very soon, but I also had another idea for a video where I show you how to play old PC games on the Retroid Pocket 3 Plus. I did a similar video for the Miu Mini, but on the RP3 Plus, we could actually connect up a keyboard and mouse via Bluetooth to play those old DOS games with their original controls, keyboard and mouse style. I think that'll be fun. So since these things are all orange, they obviously need to be together for that video. So get subscribed so you don't miss that. So that's the conclusion. It's good. I like it, and you can quote me on that. And that brings us to the end. What do you think of this thing? Is it cool? Stupid? And more importantly, do you like emojis? Which emoji is your favorite? The nerd face emoji is my favorite, but I'm also a pretty big fan of the thinking face emoji and also the face with a monocle emoji. But I'd love to hear what your favorite emoji is in the comment below. Oh, don't you dare comment with just an emoji. I swear, if I see a single comment down there with nothing but an emoji, you're getting banned. And while you're down there, click the thumbs up button if you enjoyed the video, or the thumbs down button if you didn't. Check out the link to my Patreon page below if you want to support the things that I do. Stop by my Discord server and say hi if you do that sort of thing. Subscribe so you don't miss any of my videos. As always, I'm TechDweeb. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.